What's going on? My name is Brian B.DOT Miller, and I'm here on No Funny Shit. Think I'm a funny guy? Think I'm funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me, what the fuck is so funny about me? Huh?
Yeah! Yo, we back, KP. Another episode. I'm hyped.
Fresh off the sold out SOBs.
We sold
First
out.
show, No Funny Shit show.
No
Everybody
Funny
clap
Shit
that
show.
up.
Congratulations.
Word. Shout out to everybody who attended. Shout out to Mona. Shout out to Jay Wan. Shout out to Dizzy Banco. Shout out to everybody. Chris Sosa, the MC, Sticks Comedy. Everybody who attended, who was a part of that. We appreciate
love y'all.
Word. We come
Shouts
with
to
more.
y'all.
We definitely. Let's go. Talk to them.
Man, I'm hyped right now. We got a journalist in the house, a writer.
Uh-huh.
He's a genius to me.
Uh-huh.
That's another story. He a genius, KP.
Talk to him.
Co-founder of Rap Radar. He was writing for Source. He did XXL. He did everything.
Uh-huh.
KP, this man know his stuff. And we love him. We got
go.
B.DOT in the house on the note.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
That's a hell of a
Yo.
that's a hell of an intro, yo.
I had to.
Do you do funerals, man?
Oh, shit. You saying I should do that?
I'm just saying, shit. Make me
Man,
feel
That's
good.
being right there. That's
It's really an honor to have you, brother.
guys, man.
Your
Appreciate it.
work, please, just know, your work don't go unnoticed.
It speaks for itself.
It speaks for
I
itself.
appreciate that. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. You know, I live in Queens, so for me to come over the bridge and pay that $6, use the Easy Pass.
Got
You seem
you.
comfortable
Gotta mean
too
something.
walking through the city. You
Yeah,
seem
cozy in the
Earth is our
project.
turf. If I can't be around black people, you know, I don't need to be here.
Shout out to that jacket though. I like that jacket. That's shout out to Carhartt, man. Yeah,
I know
you
I'm
Boy, flee. He flee.
I love
Don't
that
get it
color.
fucked
That's a
up.
nice color right there. I
Don't
ain't
get
gonna
it fucked
front.
up,
rare.
dog.
You know that. You know that. Yo, B.DOT. We again, like my man said, we appreciate you for being here. To No Funny Shit.
Absolutely.
Anytime, man.
We appreciate everything, but we like to start off conversation, especially with our brothers.
Get him, K.
We just don't have these conversations in the community. I feel
Yeah.
like. How's your mental, bro? How you feeling on that
Mental
tip?
state.
You know what I mean?
Take
How's
the
everything?
good, you take the bad. You know?
Okay.
But that's just life. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Like, today's a good day.
Got you.
You know, I woke up. You know, we take little things for granted.
Got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? I got my limbs. I got money to bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Ate a meal today, so what's there to
Got you.
complain about?
Okay, I got you.
Can we give a clap for that? Because I like that.
Yeah, that was
My
yeah.
brother doing good.
Like, there's
You know what I
somebody
mean?
in the hospital right now that wishes they could be right here with us. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the
That's
people in the
true, that's
medical
true.
field.
Word,
You feel
so
me?
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Got you, B.DOT. So, cover lines with Brian B.DOT
Yes.
Miller. Let's go. Your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired you to branch off and start that?
Yeah, my new interview series, Cover Lines, is that, you know, right now I'm on a hiatus of doing Rap Radar podcast, and I just feel like, you know, I just want to get back to having meaningful conversations with, you know, some of the most important rappers in the game, people who I just feel like need to have a conversation. So I just say, you know what, fuck it, let me just do it on my own. I've done it in the past before. I've had my own show on MTV. I've had show on Complex. So I was like, you know, I'm able to do this again, so let me just try it out.
How do you balance with the what the people may want and what B.DOT may want as far as like booking these guests?
Well, you know, booking is difficult, you know what I'm saying? Because it always matters about, for me, when I want to get a guest, like, why now? Why do you have somebody today and not 6 months from now? So it's always about time. And so the first guy the interview was Uncle Murder. He had put an album out a couple months ago, and I felt like it just didn't get any attention. There wasn't no conversation surrounding it. So I was like, you know what? Uncle Murder has an interesting story that no
Shout
one
out,
doesn't.
Unc.
Yeah,
That's
that-
Uncle Murder.
yeah, and he's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just don't really get to talk about. So I was like, you know what? Let me just hit up Uncle Murder. We have a pretty good relationship, and boom, you know, we had a really great conversation. So
Got you.
it's a delicate balance.
Feel that?
Word.
KP,
Yeah.
when I look at B.DOT, I feel like he a scout.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a scout for like hip hop, for
Of
the
course.
youth.
Legendary.
Definitely. Like he knows what's going on. His ear is definitely to the streets.
Yeah, I try to be tapped in at least. You know what I mean? I have friends, colleagues in the business. They always try to keep me in tune. But you also got to trust your own ear as well.
That's
It's
true.
all about the ear, and that's what I like about you because I feel like you got a fair ear.
I try.
You'll listen to something. You'll give it a listen, but at the same time you give your fair assessment on it. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean?
man. I don't try to be malicious. You know, a lot of times people offer these critiques and they have no sort of like, you know, backing or, you know, any way of justifying their opinion. So I just try to be fair and balanced when I give my critiques.
Gotcha.
Does some of this come from your like your upbringing? Where are you from,
I'm
actually?
I ain't from South
Elaborate.
Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Shout out to Southside. Let's go.
Queens in the house.
Southside. Southside.
Sir.
That's grimy 90s for you. Is that? I'm asking. That's the grimy. That's
Yeah,
grimy
I
90s for
mean,
you.
the neighborhood has changed a lot since back in the days, but yeah, that's the origin story.
Gotcha.
So you grew up around. You feel like you're a child of the game.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Grew
saying?
up around hip hop.
Absolutely. You know, you've seen LL Cool J, or you see the Lost Boys around, or just see local celebrity. I remember seeing 50 Cent when he was first coming up, like in 2001 on Jamaica Avenue.
50 Cent.
He had a Lex. He had a Lex bubble. Was like, oh, that go 50 Cent.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? So
Shit.
it's all around.
This around he had the Columbia deal, or whatever.
This is like right at the cusp of 50 Cent is the future. Like, he's bubbling.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas
Got
like,
you.
yo, let's go 50 Cent. Like, oh shit. Like, it was a big deal.
Wow, that's crazy. Where did you attend college?
I went to school, Delaware State University.
Delaware State. Shouts to Delaware State. Another
yeah.
HBCU.
Yes. That was a good
We just
time.
had Lauren. We had just had Lauren LaRosa. She
Yeah,
just-
another alumni.
Exactly. She
Yeah.
just spoke
Wow.
on that. She spoke highly about the school. Definitely.
Yeah, she.
Word.
I graduated. She was still
You
there.
seen her?
Nah. I'm
Oh, you
older.
noticed? Okay, you
Yeah.
noticed. Okay, got you.
Does like in college? Did that have the Was it a hip hop thing for you there? Like, did it factor into what you got going now?
In a lot of ways, yeah. So when I was in college, I was freelancing for magazines. Like right there, Don Diva. I was freelancing for them.
Word.
On Diva.
Yeah.
Oh,
freelancer.
shout out to that. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
like, I got my start
Wait, whoa. Let me hold
at Don Diva. Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Kevin Childs, Tiffany.
You got some of
Childs.
your work in one of these articles? or something?
Probably.
Feds here. Shouts to them.
What about this one?
Wait.
here. We tapped
No, some of the older ones. some of the
Okay,
older
got you,
ones,
got you,
yeah.
got you, got you. Okay.
Yeah, but that's how I got my start.
Okay.
You know, just freelancing for those guys. And I used to sell magazines on campus and stuff like that. That was like my way of getting in the door, just trying to practice my craft.
Got you.
And from there, I just started freelancing for Double XL and King Magazine and Rise, and that was like my way into the game. So if it wasn't for Delaware State University and some of the people that were there, I wouldn't be here with you guys right now.
College is important, people.
College is important.
Come on,
Make
come
sure you
on.
know what you want to do.
Education
though.
is person.
Go to school.
Yo, so speaking on that, piggybacking on that, was there any like peer pressure moments? Being that you grew up in South Jamaica, Queens, it's grimy 90s.
You know,
Crack still going
Yeah.
on. Like, what's going on?
for me, it was like no choice to go to college. Like, I always felt like that's what you do. You know, not for everybody, but it's like after you graduate high school, you go to college. That was just how I was raised. You know what I'm saying?
Standard, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I always wanted to go to college too as a kid. So I thought, why not? You know what I mean?
Got you.
And I come from a good background. You know, there's good families, there's bad families, no matter what the area is. You know what I'm saying? So I come from a good family. And, my mom is from Barbados. My dad, he's from the South, like deep South, like segregation South. So, that kind of work ethic and knowing education and putting that as a
Right.
forefront, that was important.
Did you ever go to school with any like prominent hip hop artists or anybody that's like prominent in the game right now in the culture?
Nah, I went to high school with the dude Upscale Vandal. You know him? Mike?
Vandal.
Yeah, Upscale Vandal, yeah.
Okay.
I was like a year over him.
Got
So,
you,
yeah,
got
we
you.
grew up, I guess you could say we grew up together, went to school together. But that's about it. But it's just weird that I see a lot of people that I was associated with that are kind of in the game now. Like J. Cole, I remember when he went to St. John's. I didn't go to St. John's, but I used to hang at the barbershop across the street.
You used to see that nigga? Boy, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's my friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Cole.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So it was weird. So seeing his trajectory, I remember when he was just Jermaine, and now
Wow.
where he's at now is just dope. So it's seeing people and how their evolution is.
Okay.
dope.
I think that's the beauty of it, ain't it? Seeing the growth.
Yeah, hell
Seeing
yeah,
Word.
the
bro.
change.
As a man,
It's crazy.
You know that? Hell yeah. That's
I
what's
want to
up.
know, right?
Yeah.
Because Elliot Wilson.
Yes.
Shouts to Elliot
Shout out
Wilson.
to Elliot Wilson.
How did that duo come about with you guys?
It's ill because, all right, so when I graduated college, the next day I started working for Harris Publications, which is the parent company for Double XL magazine.
Okay.
So I came on staff at Double XL, and I was like a staff writer. Elliot's the editor-in-chief. So we've been working together for like close to 20 years. So when he got let go, I got let go maybe a couple months later. And as fate would have it, we ran into each other on the streets, like maybe 3-4 months after we got let go. And he's like, yo, we didn't see each other in a long time. This is like 2008. He's like, yo, I'm about to do something with Paul Rosenberg. And this is like around the time when blogs was really popping. Like, it's like Perez Hilton, Huffington Post is becoming the thing. And he's like, yo, we're going to do something like hip-hop related. And I ain't had no job. I was like, all right, I'm down. You know, whatever you want to do.
Right.
We met at this diner in Queens called the Georgia Diner. And he told me the plan. We're going to have this website. We're going to cover rap. I was like, all right, cool. And we met with Paul, and he said, yo, I have an idea. It's going to be called Rap Radar. I was like, Rap Radar?
Attention, KP.
I'm listening. I'm tapped in. I'm
And I'm like, Rap Radar. It sounded weird because it didn't exist.
Right.
And I'm like, but the more you say it, the more confident you get. And Paul, if you don't know, is Paul Rosenberg, who's Eminem's manager.
For sure.
So he was like, we're going to give you an office. So he was like, all right, cool. And March 9th, 2009 is when we started the website. And from there, we morphed it. It evolved into doing the podcast, Rap Radar podcast, which I started, and that's how it started.
Yeah, that's crazy. Clap that
Yo,
up. Clap
yeah,
that
we
up.
gonna
Clap that up.
Sure. Cause KP,
I'm gonna keep it 100. Rap Radar sound fire. I ain't gonna.
It didn't sound at first. It was
Yeah.
like, what? Rap Radar?
I feel you.
oh, that's good though. That's
It sound fire. Double
Yeah.
R.
But
You know what I mean?
eventually, you say it with confidence. It's like, oh,
That chest
Rap Radar
out.
it does sound official.
no, they inspiring us right now.
I'm listening.
Paying attention.
I'm listening. I'm
Yo,
inspired.
We so inspired. I feel like we ain't get an interview with you two guys since like what 22.
20.
Yeah.
That was your last
22?
joint. That was your
The
last joint.
last episode that we've done was December 2003. We did an interview with Gucci Mane and BG, and that was in Las Vegas.
Together.
Together, yeah.
Oh
That was the
wow!
last one
Shout out
we
to the
did.
Gucci.
Yeah.
That's my man.
Is there ever a time when y'all be like, I bet this work again, like, or is it just like a natural thing with you two guys?
Nah, it's fun. We haven't worked in a while, but it's always fun, you know. And every time we get, a great.
Y'all make it fun.
Yeah, we have to. It's work. It's work, but it's also fun at the same time. It's like no different than what you guys are doing. You know?
Definitely. Can I ask you a random question?
Ask me anything.
You was at the source, right?
Like, is
No,
it-
I never was at the source.
You wasn't.
I did a
Okay.
cover story for the source. I was
Okay.
a freelancer for the source at one time, and you know that cover with Gucci Mane? He's showing his teeth and it's like green.
Chains.
Yeah, and there's a famous picture online of like Miley Cyrus holding up the magazine or something like that.
Oh shit, KP, I know what you talking about.
That's the only cover I did. I did a cover
Okay.
story for the source. That was
Okay.
like 2010, I think it might have been.
Oh, Benzino was there.
Nah. This is
Okay.
post Benzino.
Got you,
But I
got
never
you.
worked for the source. I only worked on staff for Double XL magazine.
Okay, got you. So, one more question.
That one, yes.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
That's
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Shouts to Gucci, man.
Shout out to that. I love that's my king of the South, man. To me, you feel
Yeah.
me? But we ain't gonna talk about that. We can get into that. But one more question. Did you see the death of a magazine? Did you see the death where it was like it was over?
Oh my
Yeah, I mean,
See
yeah,
it.
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to say the death. Definitely seen the decline. This is like around when we started doing the blog, Rap Radar. Like this is around 2008 because people stopped buying magazines. People started going online, and you saw the rise of the blogs and stuff like that. So in social media as well. So the same information you'd get in the magazine, you could get it on social media or on a blog, and that's when I saw things started to take a shift.
Gotcha.
Because the game was moving more digital than it was tangible.
But didn't we love like getting the album and seeing the
Yeah.
booklet, seeing the
Yeah,
whole
going to 2/5,
magazine,
getting that
seeing
magazine.
the storyline of an artist?
Hell yeah.
That mattered than going to the internet. for me.
Absolutely. I miss those times, man. Like it was fun, going to the magazine, seeing the cover story, seeing who was going to be the new feature, stuff like that. Hell yeah. But the game changed and you got to adapt or die.
So I know you done interviewed some of the biggest names.
Couple.
Hove, of course, my favorite rapper. Drake.
Yo, yeah, this is
Birdman.
Yeah.
Who else? Nipsey.
Nipsey, yes.
Yep.
Recent. Russ.
recent.
Russ, yes.
Shout out to Russ.
Big shout out to Russ.
Who was the person who was like, damn, I'm interviewing this nigga right now. Like,
Oh, he
I
felt
can't-
like a little
I'm from,
pressure,
I'm
like-
from South Jamaica,
Yeah.
Queens. Who was that person?
Honestly, every interview I do, I go in feeling like that. I'm always nervous before I do an interview. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I always get like these.
Nervous?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why you?
It's just pressure on myself. It's like
Okay.
I don't want to fuck up. But to answer your question, the one I felt the most with was Jay-Z. That whole the way we did it and how it happened and the mind, like I felt the weight of the responsibility of doing that conversation.
Got you.
So that was the one that felt like, okay, I can't fuck up here.
Got you. Was it different from going into any other interview? You slept different, you ate different, or your questions was different? Like what was different? Was it
For the
you
whole
approached it
interview.
different?
So you got to remember, this is 2017, right? Jay-Z puts out 444. He doesn't really do too many interviews.
Great ass album too.
Classic
man.
album.
Yes,
Love that
yes,
fucking
I
album.
love that.
KP loved that.
Yeah. So Jay doesn't do too many interviews, so it's like, okay, you have this responsibility of delivering the conversation that everybody wants, right? So how it happened is like we tried to get Jay before, and he pump faked. Like it was like false starts. And this one time, I guess he just had enough of the conversation that was surrounding the album and him at the time, and he hit me and Elliot, was like, "Yo, turn those mics on, man. Like let's talk."
Fire.
I was at work at Epic Records. I never forget it, and I got that note. I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, so I'm not coming in tomorrow." You know, so I get on the next flight to LA. Me and Elliot sit across from each other on the plane, and I'm just getting everything together. Like in my mind, even on the way to the airport, I'm thinking of questions and I'm writing things down and stuff like that. So when we land, Jay's like, "Yo, we're here. Where do we go?" He's like, "I don't know, man. This is Hollywood. Find a crew."
Okay.
So we have no production,
Yeah.
no venue, no nothing. And it's like, okay, let's find somewhere to go. We didn't want to do something cool because, like, you don't want to do a studio. We didn't want to do something typical. And it hit us like maybe an hour or two later. It's like, yo, we're going to do it in Malibu at the Soho House. Now, if you know anything about the Soho House, they don't even let cameras in there.
Yeah, they don't.
Yes,
they don't.
yes.
Yeah,
Let's
so
get it.
what's
So-
going on?
In the meantime, so I'm like, okay, we're at a new location, and I have to drive to Malibu because Elliot don't know how to drive. So in the meantime, so while we get there, I'm like still getting my questions together, and I'm like, yo, this is really happening. And at the same time, when you get interviews, sometimes artists flake. They change their mind last minute, they cancel. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if this is gonna happen, but I'm prepared for the moment.
Right.
And I saw his assistant walking. I was like, oh shit. When I see the assistant, I'm like, okay, I know this is really happening. And then like maybe 5 minutes later, he walks in, and I'm like, oh shit. And I met Jay mad times before, but it's like,
This is
under
different.
This is under different circumstances.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, this is it. I can't fuck up.
Right.
And then, we get each other, we say what's up to each other and, make ourselves comfortable. He sees the menu of the restaurant and orders the whole
Professional.
thing. We have a spread, and then we start the cameras rolling, and we talk for like 2 hours. And
Fire.
I think we delivered a really good conversation.
Yeah, I did.
I did. Let's go.
B.DOT. We was amazing.
fire.
Not only at the artist, but for your work as well.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Every day, maybe at least once a week, that interview goes viral, gets clipped up and stuff. But I don't like watching it because there's things that I would ask differently or things I would,
Do you like watching your
Hell
own?
no.
Do you like watching your work? Okay, got you. Yeah,
I'm gonna hate watching this.
yeah, I don't like watching my work neither. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
hate it.
I ain't gonna
But you
lie.
have to do that in order to get better.
Study.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Game
game
plan,
tape.
game-
But I hate it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I think we delivered a good convo.
Got
You
you.
see that energy though with dealing up the whole.
Yeah. I got that's crazy.
It was a lot of pressure.
How you feel about the current state of hip hop with that in these rappers nowadays?
What do you mean?
Like the current state, like, is it? Do you feel it changed?
Yeah, it just depends on what you're talking about. Like when people ask me how I feel about the current state of rap, I like it. I think there's a lot of good stuff here. The problem is the exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like we mentioned some artists prior to filming, like they're not getting the notoriety that some people might be receiving. But I think it's a lot of good stuff out here. You just gotta find it.
Of course, and I feel like you talking from a person again, from a modest ear, a person that's fair. Because I agree, like it be times I love bars, I love Griselda, I love Ransom,
Yeah,
I love Rome Streets, I love people like that, But then again, I want to listen to Thug, I want to listen to Money
Ignorance.
Bag, I want to listen to.
And there's nothing wrong with
You
that.
feel me? You feel me? It's different vibes for different times. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So speaking on that, your latest take on Playboi Carti.
Playboi Carti.
Let's talk about it. You was honest.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with that?
I don't like the album, man.
Okay.
I think he's whack.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Okay.
B.DOT has spoken.
Controversial?
Okay.
you
Nah,
got your
it's
opinion.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
I think
It's
he's
not.
whack.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the album, and I think
You gave it a full listen.
yeah, gave it a
Okay,
full listen.
got you.
I listened to everything because I wanted to be unbiased and give everything a fair shake. And I said this on the radio. I said it on social media. I think the best part of the album has nothing to do with Playboi Carti. I think the production is pretty good. The features, the guest verses are decent. Like I think Future, the song with Future, I forget the name of it. I think it's called Trail, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever it's called.
Right.
Future killed it. Like
Right.
It sounds like a Future track.
Right.
The song with Kendrick Lamar holds it down. But I don't want to sound like I'm a nigga that's like just picking on the nigga.
You don't. You don't give me that vibe, bro.
You know what I mean? But I just think the album's whack, and I think he's. You know,
How you go about
It's different times.
distinguishing whether it's a great album? Like, is it like a?
I mean,
What does the artist have to have for it to be a great album?
I think great lyricism matters. Like nowadays, people try to mitigate lyricism. Like bars don't like it's bad to know how to rap. Like people saying lyrics don't matter is like saying numbers don't matter in math. That shit don't make sense to me.
That's because yo B.DOT. That's because of the money that's being thrown out here as a hit.
Well, that's the
Go for
problem. Well, the problem
Yeah.
is that mediocrity is rewarded now. You know, back in
Say
the
it
day,
again.
you had to be nice in order to make a living. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't even really have to be that good to, you know, earn your purse. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, great lyricism, I think you have to check off a lot of boxes. I think a dope rap, think about the albums that are so revered, right?
Yeah.
They have a lot of commonalities to them. They have great lyricism, great beats,
Storytelling.
Everything.
just cleverness to it, wit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Prettiness.
It just that to me is what makes a great album. You know, replay value. Like something. You know what? I love it when you hear an album just make you want to press that rewind button.
Yeah.
That rewind factor.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? For me personally, I don't get that from this project.
In recent years, what album gave you that feel?
Man,
To be honest.
right now, the Larry June, the 2 Chainz album.
Okay.
Just gave me that feeling. Life
Okay.
is beautiful.
Okay.
Man, I don't know if y'all checked that out.
I tapped in a little
Please,
bit. Yeah.
Check that album out. I listened to it so much, I think I deserve a writing credit. It's so good.
Got you.
That ass, that shit is fire.
Shout out 2 Chainz. Shout out Larry
Yeah,
Jones.
and Alchemist as well.
That's my favorite producer.
Yeah, Alchemist is fire. Who else I like? I like the J. Cole album. The Off Season was dope. Who else gave me that? Magic from Nas. That album that he put out was really great.
Shout out Nas.
But there's a lot
Shouts
of
to
good albums
Nas.
out here, yo. They just don't get the attention that they deserve.
Am I wildin' if I say my favorite album of all time is Life After Death? Biggie.
No, I think that's probably.
That's fire, kid.
Life. Yeah. Life
I think
After
that is arguably probably the best album of all time, objectively, right?
Death. Right.
I would say Life After Death or maybe Paid in Full from Eric B. and Rakim are probably
okay.
objectively
Okay.
the best albums.
Did y'all ever feel like it grew on the ears? Like later on, y'all heard it and y'all was like, okay. Because for me, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, I didn't like Silk the Shocker. I like Silk the Shocker now.
Nah, he was whack then. He's still whack now.
Was he? Nah, B.DOT. Oh, man. Shout out Silk. Shout out
Not lying.
Silk. His son is killing, too. His son is in college, LSU.
That's good,
You
but
know what I mean?
Silk the Shock was killing my ears back in the 90s.
Yo, nah, man. Yo, when I listen now.
Whack rappers have always existed. Like people act like that's a new phenomenon. Niggas was whack in the 80s, niggas was whack in the 90s, and they whack today.
Who you think was, though?
Like when?
Like, was whack that you could say?
Back in the 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, like Silk was pretty weak. I remember people saying Rampage wasn't that dope. You probably don't remember who.
Yeah.
I mean, but there was conversation.
Nori, they said Nori took a long time.
If you're going to say the Silk was whack,
Pharrell.
Nori.
Nah, Nori wasn't. Because Nori's album came out was like a blockbuster album. You know what I'm saying?
Pharrell.
Silk win, what, 2 albums?
2 albums.
Platinum?
But everybody, you was going platinum for writing your name back in those
On No
days,
Limit.
man.
On No Limit, yeah,
You know
on
what
No
I mean?
Limit.
Like, just putting out music, you was going
Just
platinum.
being on No Limit, you
Yeah,
going
like-
platinum. Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you consider yourself like a journalist first or a hip hop preserver?
I'm a fan, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan at the end of the day. But I am a music journalist, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that is who I am by profession, for sure.
Got you.
But I could be both.
Okay.
He's like a hip hop scout, man.
I ain't going front because I feel like the traditional title journalist, having a degree in journalism and all that, is like it's getting phased out a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that?
I think the title has evolved. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think you need to go to school to be a music journalist, and that's not the truth. That's not the case. Like if you abide by the tenets of what good conversations is and good journalism is, you're in the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a Canon 5D camera to become a photographer. I got my iPhone. If I take a dope picture, I might get a Pulitzer off the first time. You know what I'm saying? So I think the title has evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
I agree with him. Because, like, a person off the street, you don't have to go to school to know this shit. A person off the street could know more than a person that went to school for that shit.
That's a fact.
And really got the facts laid out. He just don't have the push.
Yeah, a lot of my colleagues, they don't have 4-year degrees or bachelor degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
Just get it out the mud, you know?
Oh, man. We got B.DOT in the fucking...
Yo, I'm hyped. Can I get another clap for that?
Funny shit,
Yes.
Oh, my God.
He on that couch.
Brother, it's a pleasure.
I ain't gonna front. He
Absolutely.
family.
Oh my
I ain't gonna front. We heard that you got on this couch because you was in talks with Wayno. That's true. Okay.
Yeah. Wayno validated
Shouts
for
to
me.
Wayno.
Oh, okay.
These guys validate. Like, of course.
That's
I see Wayno on there. Like Wayno don't do no funny shit. No pun intended.
Right.
He's going on something that means it's good. So shout out to Wayno, man. Good guy right there.
That's family right there. I ain't gonna front. You waiting on another Lil Wayne album? He said he dropping Carti 6.
man.
Yeah, I think if it's great, yeah. I think Lil Wayne is still rapping at a high level. I think I had him. I think it was 2 years ago. I had him like as the best rapper in the game at the end of the year when I put out my list. I had him at like number 1.
2 years ago would be 2023. Nah, B.DOT, you wildin'.
I have to look at because last year who did I have as number 1? I had Kendrick Lamar. The year before that, I think I might have had Wayne or J. Cole. I don't remember. It might have been J. Cole.
J. Cole had a year where he was just killing. He was just bugging.
It might have been. It was J. Cole last year, and then I think I had Lil Wayne the year before that, if I'm not mistaken.
He's a GOAT in his own right. I feel like he's a GOAT off his mixtape run.
Yeah.
How do you feel about his album discography?
I think the album discography is up there too. The Carter series is fire.
No, you got to be 100, bro.
You don't think so?
Drought tree.
I only like the Carter 2.
You don't like the Carter 3? The Carter 3 got some joints on there, man.
It was commercial. It's commercial.
Carter 2 was his
commercial
best.
artist.
It was too commercial for my liking. That's
Really?
what it was. Yeah.
You don't like a song like Let the Beat Build? And
Dr. Carter. He don't like.
I like
Mr.
la la
Carter?
la. I like la la la. All that. Let the beat build. I
Yeah,
like
they got
all
some
that.
great joints on there.
I ain't like Lollipop like that.
Yeah, Lollipop
Yeah,
was-
you feel me?
Yeah,
I just feel like Carter 2, we heard Wayne coming into his element.
R.I.P.
and
Static.
He was going crazy.
I agree.
You feel me?
I agree. I
Yeah.
think the Carter series is definitely what made Wayne a Hall of Fame, in addition to like the dedication mixtapes with DJ Drama, for sure.
Yeah, crazy.
But yeah, I like those.
Gotcha.
Do you feel like hip hop today and rap today is like more so clickbait than storytelling? Like actually having some substance. You know what I mean?
As far as from the rappers or just from media,
Nah, rappers.
yeah, it's good stuff out there, yo. The problem is that shit don't rise to the top. You don't hear it on the radio. If I turn on the radio, I'm gonna hear the same 9 songs over and over.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of great music out there that just get flies under the radar. You know, me and DJ Self, we have these conversations and arguments all the time about like what's good from what's not and shit like that, because if it's not being heard, it's not getting the exposure that it deserves.
Right.
So I understand your question, but I think there's good stuff out there, yo. You just gotta find it.
What about our moms cleaning and R.P. Angie Stone?
Yeah, that feel good music is not around anymore, B.DOT. You know that music, bro. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I think there's still artists out here that provide that to an extent. Like you got your Summer Walkers, you have you got the Scissors, you have Jasmine Sullivan. You know those R&B girlies right there in that lane.
Got you.
They still exist. You know what I'm saying?
In these recent times, a lot of rappers been dropping deaths out of this world. Being a person from the golden era, we all from that era that we understand hip hop, we love it.
Yes, KP.
How does it affect you now as a student, as a lover of hip hop? How do you look at it now? It's like, damn, it is going here.
All these guys that we looked up to, they're not even around. But even the guys that are our age, Nipsey, it's hard for me to listen to Nipsey Hussle's music. It makes me sad. It makes me want to cry.
I feel you.
And even just with Takeoff and all these senseless deaths, man. That shit hurts, man, for real. We gotta, it sounds cliche, but we really gotta loving each other, yo.
Right.
I mean, all this shit is whack,
I'm
man.
sorry. That's
real.
real shit.
I get it.
Sorry.
Sometimes shit goes left,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But some of this stuff just be senseless, B.
You ever speaking on Nip? You ever had talk? You ever was in conversations with like Big U and shit?
Nah, I never even met him.
Okay, all right. Cause we fuck with Nip. We fuck with everything he stood for. He stood 10 toes and everything. So I wanted to ask you, was it anybody that you interviewed where it's like, damn, yo, I know they on the right path. They want to see this culture win, but it's like, damn, they moving wrong out here. It was like, yo, they gotta slow down.
Yes.
They gotta slow down.
Yeah. First person that comes to mind when you say something like that was Freddie Gibbs.
Oh wow.
Now, Freddie Gibbs, he's already established guy, right?
Yeah.
But maybe over the last year or two, I just didn't like how he was moving. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting into altercations and
Right.
his relationship stuff like that. And I had conversation with him about it, and he dissed me because of it.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know
He
about
called
that.
me out on a song. It was supposed to be on a Kanye project, something like that. But either way, it leaked, and he said basically he called me out for what I was saying. But he was like, "It's no love." He knows that it was coming from a genuine.
What did you say? If you don't mind me asking, what you say? If you don't remember.
Basically, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like,
got you.
Snap out of it.
Right,
bro.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to overstep my bounds talking about his whiz or whatever at the time. But I was like, yo, you dealing with that, and then you got these altercations right now. Like, that's just not cool, man.
Yeah.
And him and I, we exchanged 4-letter words, and we hung up. And then next thing I know, I hear a leak. It is like, oh, okay.
He took it to the internet.
But it was cool though, you know what I'm saying? And I posted it.
Yeah. I feel you.
And but I think we're in a better place. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I think we cool now.
He just went at Drake or something in a freestyle. Or something,
Yeah,
a couple of times.
Do you get dragged for that? For like your takes on stuff? Like, cause
Comments be wilding you up,
Yeah,
B.DOT.
Oh yeah.
They do.
I mean, but to be in this business as long as I've been doing this for 20 years.
Shout out to that.
So
Okay.
in order to be in it for this long, you gotta have thick skin, man. You just have to.
Yeah.
I've gotten the worst of the worst emails, DMs, texts anonymously from people I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But it just comes with the territory, man.
these are artists at the end of the day. I get ridiculed and like I could say, look, I love his music, but he's locked up. Free him.
Yeah.
For his music. I don't give a fuck about that street politics stuff and all that other stuff. He's an artist.
Right.
And that's how I view him.
I feel like we.
So
we
when you
gotta
say free or
separate that.
it's like they go, oh, you dick riding or this. Why gotta be that? I look at him as an artist.
Right. Some people deserve the
Ooh,
king.
Shiesty
though.
coming home. Oh yeah.
He in a halfway house too.
Halfway house.
Okay.
He almost out here. Yeah.
Yeah, some niggas deserve to be locked up, man.
Yeah. You keeping 100. Doing that. You keeping 100. That's serious
Menace
though.
to society, nigga.
Yeah, that's crazy. You heard about the thug situation
Yeah,
recently?
but I think the judge revoked that situation.
Oh, it's over.
I think the judge didn't deny, revoke the probation, so I think he's in the clear.
He's in the clear. Okay.
I want to know how he balanced it, like keeping everything, because I know you got to be like sort of politically correct. I know you gotta stage, but like how you balance that with like tapping in with real street stuff that's going on.
You in these streets, B.DOT. You be
Yeah,
walking up
like,
and down.
I am a taxpayer.
Okay. He's civilian.
Balance that,
He's
man, 'cause it
civilian.
can be
He's
hard.
civilian.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is difficult. You know what I'm saying? You talking about in everyday life or just dealing with rappers?
Nah, with the rap,
Rappers?
yes, in the hip hop, you being there, you're on stage.
Yeah, it could be a little bit difficult, you know what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, relationships are everything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to jump out the window and say something about Jay-Z that might come out foul, you know, because I know the guy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sever the relationship for, a couple retweets.
Got you.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to shit on Drake because he's going through a battle right now. I'm not going to shit on Kendrick Lamar because he's going through a battle. I know both of these guys on a personal level.
Right.
You know, so it is a balance that you definitely have to get a grab on.
This is your camera right now.
Yeah,
You're gonna look right here when I ask you,
Mm-hmm.
Vlad.
Get 'em, K.
Adam 22. You think they vultures in our community? Culture vultures?
I don't think about what they're doing, so
It's an opinion.
I just don't have an opinion on it.
You
I think
don't?
they're doing their thing, and I'm doing mine.
Oh,
Being honest.
you
I
on
don't.
this couch, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
No funny shit. That's my
I like
thing.
that he said that. No
Yeah,
funny
alright.
shit.
They
But
doing their
because
thing.
you know that's the word that you hear the dames out there saying it. You
Yeah.
hear, you know.
I don't know them enough to say if they vultures or not, but they do their thing. I do mine.
'Cause
Got you.
I know why you say that, because they a voice too. But do you consider yourself like a go-to voice for us?
Absolutely. I say that unrepentantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I mean, I have the credentials. I'm qualified.
Voice
Who
of
else
the
you gonna trust, man?
Got you.
That's true.
Got you.
Fuck.
Got you.
That's
Got you.
true.
Got you. Got you.
I wanna,
Got
y'all,
you.
I wanna add on to that because
I
like
feel like it. Oh yeah, go.
there's no like
Right.
racism or anything, but I always felt like when I had a brother teaching me, like an older one, like whether it's a teacher or whatever, like someone who looked like me telling me the right thing to do.
Yeah, man.
That matters.
It does.
You seeing someone that kind of looks like you
Mhm.
and how they move
Yeah,
and it
because
shapes
there's
you.
a lot of times, there's a lot of people in this game that just fucking nerds, like geeks or whatever, man. Like,
That don't belong.
yeah, shut the fuck up. You a cornball.
Yeah, yeah. Where you from?
You know what I'm saying? Down to your haircut, nigga.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
why you-
Yeah.
Talk,
Talk.
We never saw him like
Nah,
this.
but there's people that I'm like, yo, why are you even listening to this person? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
For what? Like, what are their credentials? What are their resume? What's their LinkedIn looking like, my nigga? You know what I
Real
mean?
shit, man.
You feel like is anybody in the media space right now? I mean, you could be general as possible. You don't have to say names. Anybody. You feel like it's people in the media aspect that's just like a conundrum, like a bad vibe to what's going on with the hip hop culture.
Honestly, I don't know. I focus on the people that are doing their thing at a high level. So those are the people that I exalt. You know what I mean? People like Rob Markman, who's a legend.
Okay.
You know, Sway, of course.
Shout out to
Shout
Sway.
out
Speedy Mormon, he's doing his thing. My homie Domity at MTV, Bootleg Kev. Like, there's so many people that are doing things on a high. I tune that shit out, man.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Got you.
Wayno, you know,
Shouts to Wayne.
Right.
that's another guy, you know.
I only ask because I feel like to answer the question I asked you, I do feel like it's people that are like bad vibes in the media space for
Yup.
hip hop. Culture vultures
Yes.
and people from that
Get
look
'em,
like
K.
me and you feel me?
Get 'em, K.
So I just feel like it's people like you and others that need to just keep this shit alive.
Yeah,
know?
but at the end of the day, the cream is gonna rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? So if I see something I deem as whack, or I literally just tune it out and just have tunnel vision and focus on my focus.
Got you.
That's my mentality.
I like that too. That's can we
Focus on your focus.
Do what you do. Do what you do, y'all. Do what you do,
I
y'all.
feel like B.DOT is so expressive. Like
He is.
you express your
trying to
shit.
be.
You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
Shout out to the
You ever
Bel
caught
Air.
heat for something you said?
Of
Like whether,
course.
from who? Whoa, from who?
Of course, it's been documented. I think one of the most prominent moments is like me and the good brother Mano, who's on the cover of that documentary.
Oh man, shout out to Mano, man.
Got
Shout
the
out to Mano.
magazines, y'all.
He's right there on the
that.
cover of that one right there.
What was
funny
that? What was
shit.
that? What was
I
going
on
on?
his show, and he was.
Oh man.
What happened, B.DOT?
Yeah, you remember, right? So, Mano called me out because when I was running Rap Radar, you know, I would always kind of like give a review of the song that I would post, and he put out a record that I just didn't like. And this is years ago. This is
Okay.
maybe like 10 years. I don't remember the name of the song. I just
Got
remember
you.
I didn't like it at the time. So when I was
All of the above.
Nah, it was always
Okay,
nah,
gotcha.
nah,
All right, I bet.
One.
Nah,
That was crazy.
this is a long time ago.
Alright.
It was a Lucy. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, got you.
So when I was on his show, I guess he been holding on to that for a long time. And he was like, yo, man. And he called me out on it. Like, yo, you said something about my record. And I said, you should have kept the record to yourself. He said you should have kept your thoughts to yourself. And I said, you should have kept the record to yourself. And it made him mad.
Wow.
But I was saying, like, I was trying to explain to him, like, I'm not afraid of you. And he thought that I meant on some street shit. And I was like, no, I'm not afraid to tell you how I feel.
Gotcha.
Because
Yes.
this is what I do. And, you know, it was tense, but cooler heads prevailed. And that's my guy at the end of the day, man. But things like that do happen from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I leave somebody off a list, they call me out. Like, Griselda has dissed me multiple times.
Yeah.
WestsideGunn was on his deathbed and dissed me.
Shout out West, man. Oh,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Come on, B.Dot.
I love
They
West
going
Side.
wild the comments up. All
They
right.
gonna go crazy.
Let's go.
It is what it is.
All right, bet.
Conway dissed me. He said, B.Dot, fuck his list.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's all love at the end of the day.
Them niggas is nice, though, B.Dot.
I listen. No, there's nobody a bigger proponent of Griselda than Brian B.DOT Miller. That's a fact. It's been
Okay.
documented. You know
Got
what I'm
you.
saying? I've interviewed him like 3 or 4 times at this point. I have no problem with Griselda. I love those guys.
Shouts to Griselda.
WestsideGunn is a character.
Oh,
He's a fucking
Talk
character.
about
The other day, I sent him a text message, right?
okay.
And I said, I forget the name of the song, but it's on his new album, 12, right?
Yes.
I forget the name of it. But anyway, I said, yo, this song is really good. Like, salute. This nigga screenshotted the fucking text and said on Twitter, like, yo, somebody tell B.Dot, fuck off or some shit. Listen to that bullshit.
Oh, man.
I'm paraphrasing, but
Right,
that's what he
right,
said. And
right.
I'm like, what
Went to the internet. Yeah.
said-
He went to the internet.
I said, you know what? Fuck you and Josh Allen, WestsideGunn.
Okay.
But
Got you.
That's my guy, though. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Shout out to Westside. And shout out to Smoke Dizza for no reason. I just felt like saying that.
Yeah, he up the block, too. Shout out to
Dizzy, man.
shout out to Smoke Dizza. That's a fact. Let's
I
go.
feel like we students watching his growth.
Yeah.
I want to know, B.Dot, how do you get that? How you get the artists to trust you? To be around them and be in them comfortable settings.
His vibes.
It vibes, yes. But it also comes from, it's like,
You don't want to do too much.
You don't at all.
yeah, man. But you build up this cachet over the years, right? I've been in the game for a long time. So if you've been in the game a long time, I've been in the game a long time. And you never hear no funny shit
Okay.
about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to keep it, respectable. I keep it reputable. And I move with integrity, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, you could trust me with your secrets. Like, I've talked to some of our favorite rappers and things like I'm not screenshotting the conversation and posting it on Instagram. Not
Right.
even on close friends. I'm not
Right,
doing
right.
none of that shit. Like,
I can trust you with my social. And
yeah, you could trust me with.
See how we can trust him? Shouts to B.Dot. Yo, we can
Trust is
trust him.
important.
You can trust him.
And that's the
gonna
thing.
make you a pro, nigga.
That's the thing. Is like a lot of times people are just doing nefarious shit, just trying to get a like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a clout era. You know what I mean? And-
That's real shit.
but it comes over time, though.
You'll take a Kanye interview right now.
Probably not.
Oh,
I
that's
wouldn't-
real talk.
I probably wouldn't talk to Kanye West right now because the conversation isn't going to be surrounded in music. It's not going to be rooted in music. And that's the conversations that I like to have.
Heard you.
I get it. Like to me, what's the story of Kanye West? Like right now, we do an interview with Kanye. He's going to throw Jay-Z under the bus. He's going to throw
feel you.
Jim Jones under the bus. We know that already. What else you got? And let's be honest, the music isn't really that dope
It
right
ain't
now.
here no more. Yeah.
So it's like it's not even a real conversation to have. Like it's just trite, dialogue at this
He
point.
gonna fire on you. This gonna make Twitter right now.
I just wouldn't like what's the story?
It ain't,
Yeah.
to me, yeah.
That's his boy. That's
Nah,
his
I
boy.
mean-
don't stop. I'm a Drake nigga. You know me? I'm a Drake nigga. Drake my
He
nigga.
said I'm a Drake nigga.
Yeah, stop.
There's nothing wrong with being a Drake nigga.
Yeah, you feel me? He held us down for some summers, man.
A lot of
You
summers.
feel me? Let's go, V.Dot. Let's
I just
go.
want us. I just want hip hop to just be more fun again. I don't
You don't
want
think it's
it.
fun?
It's
Not the
no.
message after,
I think it's fun, but I also feel like it's demonic too.
Really?
Like, it's some
a lot of-
they put the killing in front of us. The
It's
killing.
sad.
Wait, how old are you?
The 33.
33. How old are you?
Biggie, 35.
Okay, so we
all
same-
the
same
same.
group, okay.
You feel me? I feel we from getting money, feel good, fuck some bitches,
Yeah.
regular shit. Go to the spot. Now it's just like I'm gonna shoot him dead, hit him in the head. It's over. Like
Remember fun songs like Ludacris? It's Saturday. Iggy, iggy, ooh, ooh.
I agree with both of you guys.
you disagree?
I disagree with both
Where
of you
that
guys.
went?
Come on, I want to.
Chris also had a song called "We Got Them Guns," on
But it was a
Chicken Bake.
blend.
But it was a B side.
It was a blend.
It's a B side.
Right, but to
and we
your-
don't know him for
But
that.
to your point,
Yeah.
that demonic,
Yeah.
that element always existed in hip hop. DMX had it. Onyx had it.
But
Onyx
they
had a
made
song
love
called "Throw Your
songs
Guns in
too.
the Air."
But
You know
they
what I
made
mean?
love songs
Bone-
too.
You know what I'm saying? We've had.
It was a balance back then.
Thank
It was
you.
more of a balance.
We was never subjected.
disagree.
You'll have DMX talking about some bitches, and then you'll have him talking about what what up, baby? Like,
the games is being played.
That's an artist thing. That's a creativity thing. I think it always existed, the different elements in the music. You know what I'm saying? So we had the soft songs, the love songs, but you also had the violent songs. It was a collage. It was a cornucopia of different emotions. And I think that nowadays but back in those days, it was more creative. I think the artists were more creative in their expression. There was a lot of creative writing.
I could agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Because you could have a song called "Body in the Trunk" by Nas and Nori, and it's about a nigga a dead guy in the trunk of your car, but it's creative, it's storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Like that existed. You know, you have a song about a gun. It could be "I Gave You Power." You could have a song about a fatty. It could be
I Gave You Power.
It could be "Back That Ass Up" or "Miss Fat Booty" by Mos Def.
That was a Juvenile.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a balance.
I said that. I told my brother this. I said I felt like we was never subjected to. Why be subjected? Oh, you do this. You're a gangster. You got locked up before. You this way. You that way. No, you should have a plethora of everything under your arsenal. Cam Cam could rap gangster shit. Cam could write could soft music.
Absolutely.
Like you could do whatever.
Will you rank Cam in top 10 in New York?
That's a good question.
Is he top 10?
In New York? It's funny, I had a list about this too. Is Cam top 10 in New York City of all time?
All time.
Yes.
Okay.
Cameron is the greatest rapper out of Manhattan.
He said Harlem. That's Harlem.
Harlem's in Manhattan, last I checked.
No, Harlem is a town in Manhattan. You're not wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
Harlem is
There's
a
not
town
too
in
many rappers
Manhattan.
from the Lower East Side. Maybe Beastie Boys, one of them niggas.
You ask my brother right here, he gonna go crazy and say Murder Mace.
But
He
all
gonna
right,
say
and
Murder
that's
Mace.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But look at the catalog, right? Mace has one classic album and a dud. Well,
Yes, say it.
you know what I'm saying?
Talk your
The
shit,
second
bro.
album is a dud. Yeah.
Double Up suck. You know, so but look at Cam. You know, he has
SDE.
Cam has at least 3 and a possible classic albums. You know what I'm saying? SDE is my favorite.
For real?
Really?
Over Purple Haze?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why? SDE to me was his most personal album. You know, like you felt like you knew Cameron off that joint. In fact,
It was raw.
it was raw. Even doesn't he have no, I'm tripping. On Purple Haze, he has a sequel to
Losing weight.
Losing Weight.
Of
Losing
course.
Weight Part 2.
Feel like
of
I'm
course,
losing
of
weight.
course.
Losing Weight to me is the best Cam song.
Prodigy got off. Prodigy got off. R.I.P.
You know what I'm saying?
man.
So you have some people like Confessions. I think Confessions is like
Confession of Fire was
4.5
fire.
micer. You know what I mean, SDE to me is a 5 mic. Come Home With Me, you already know what that did.
That shit.
And then people like Purple Haze. Then you got the Diplomat album, Diplomatic Immunity. Then of course the mixtapes, the guest feat. Like Cam, look at the resume.
My thing on Cameron, I always get flack for this because I feel like I became a Jim Jones fan since '05. On my way to church, I've really bought that album with my own money. I don't know why, but I bought the album with my own money. I feel like Cam got cold to me personally, like after Purple Haze, a little bit before the Get It Out in Ohio shit. I really didn't.
Haze album.
Crime Pays. Yeah, exactly. I really didn't. You feel me? I really don't like his flow right now.
That's fair. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
like
fair-
he not tapped into what's going on right now. I feel like Cam is just in his own bubble
That's a fair critique.
outside of hip hop.
I think that's a fair critique. But if you're saying in the entirety of New York City right now, I would have to. Yeah, I would say Cameron is definitely a top 10.
He said
out of New York.
entirety of New York City.
Fat Joe in your 10.
Whoa. So
Like I like to think objectively, right? So if I had to make the objective top 10 best out of New York, no, Fat Joe, and that's my friend. I love
Respect.
Fat Joe, but I
Respect.
wouldn't have him in the top 10.
I respect him off longevity.
Yeah,
being
I think
relevant.
if you're saying the top 20 New York rap, I
Definitely.
think he's definitely 11 through 20 somewhere. But I wouldn't have him top
me
10.
neither. Big
Got
pun
you.
before him.
Got you. Woo! You see, you talking too fast, bro.
Well, I
Big
mean,
pun before him.
Capital Punishment is fire. It's a classic. But the work isn't there. You know what I'm saying?
We
Okay.
ain't see too much.
We didn't see. We don't have enough to go off of.
What's the best like New York group to you?
The best New York group?
Please, yes.
I know what he gonna say.
Damn, that's a tough one. The best. I never thought about that. The best New York group.
Come on, B.DOT.
You gonna say Wu-Tang? You think?
Nah,
Yeah, that's why. That's
I
why.
thought so.
the best New York group would probably. That's a hard one, B. The diplomatic answer is to say the Locks, but the Locks aren't from New York City, technically. They're not.
Yo, that's different. No, he changed.
They're not.
No, no,
It's
no,
not.
no.
They don't even have the same mayor.
Okay.
The cops is different.
We love Yonkers. We love YO.
Yeah. The cops. Is
Okay. I mean, the karma's gonna wow you up.
But that's a fact.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the best New York City group, shit, that's hard, B. Maybe I'll just be biased and just say G Unit. You know what I'm saying? But for me, my favorite rap album of all time is by a New York City group. And that's Lost Boys Legal Drug Money.
Cheeks. Shouts to Mr. Cheeks.
Shout out to Mr. Cheeks.
That's
Yes,
my
yo.
favorite rap album, period.
I
My
love Lost
personal.
Boys.
Word. That's what's up.
Because it sounds like my neighborhood. It
Okay.
sounds like
Freaky
1995 South Jamaica, Queens. I remember what the neighborhood looked like at the time. And they had a lot of...
Oh, my niggas
Yeah.
in there.
It's like a blue collar album. to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Live good.
those feel good
T-shirts,
records,
Yes.
they had the street side and the feel good side at the same time. So that's my
We
favorite.
never had to change. We could stay that and
Different.
do that
It's
here.
different, bro. The money, bro.
Yeah.
Chase the hit.
Mm-hmm.
Get the money.
But
get
yeah, I
up
would
outta
say,
here.
what would you say your favorite group is?
I don't want to be biased, man. I'm from Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
Dipset did something for me though.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
feel
mad at
like,
that.
Yeah,
That's not a wrong answer.
Max B coming home.
Yeah,
But
shout
I
out
feel
Max.
Like, yeah, like for me, I've been a student. Me and this is my boy right here. We
Yeah.
students of the game for
Yeah.
real. Like we watch you, we watch everything, we watch Dipset, everything.
I don't got a favorite New York group.
We
I got a
don't. I
favorite
don't
group
even
of
like
all
Dipset.
time.
Who's your favorite group of all time?
Bone Thugs
Bone
and
Thugs.
Harmony.
Bone Thugs. Wow.
Bone Thugs and
99.
fucking Harmony. Yes.
Not a
They
bad.
better than 3-6 Mafia.
They better than Wu-Tang to me.
Wow.
And I'm from
Nah,
the
to
town.
Me too.
Yes.
Wow. That's
Different
that's
sound.
take.
The harmony.
Yes.
They are.
Different sound.
That's a
It's-
tape.
oh my God. I love Bone Thugs. I used to think, when growing up, I think my first rap video I seen was Method Man, Bring the Pain. It was grimy. Method Man was grimy. I thought he was dirty. I thought he had a
Method Man
fake eye.
dance.
Yeah, all that. But then I seen For the Love of the Money, Bone Thugs. This was the 35 channel,
We was
hip
watching The
hop.
Box or something.
My mom's, you feel me? It's my mom's, you
better.
feel me?
Yeah.
I'm watching this shit, so I'm like, who's this nigga rapping fast? Like, Busy Bone. He was the best one to me. So I'm thinking, yo, if you rap fast, you the best rapper ever. You feel me? That's what I thought
know
growing
what's
up.
funny?
That's what I thought growing up.
We interviewed Lloyd Banks. I asked him, about that moniker, Lazy Lloyd, where that came from. 'Cause
Yeah.
He has the tattoo. And he was like, you know what? And he never told nobody this. He said he got it from Bone Thugs. Because he said at the time he thought he was down with Bone Thugs and he loved Lazy Bone.
Thugs.
So he called himself Lazy Lloyd.
I was in shout
Instead of me
out
losing me
Bone Thugs and
balance.
Harmony,
Shout
man.
out to Bone
Word.
Thugs, man. Legends.
Legends.
People don't understand how big Bone Thugs was in
Nah,
like
let's
Talk it.
1995.
Talk it.
Them niggas was huge.
I jack Bone Thugs.
Yeah, so they're definitely in the conversation for sure.
Rest in peace, Easy. That's a fact. Word.
Wait, no, he discovered they from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, he
Wow, yeah.
discovered
I
them.
thought they was from like the West Coast.
Nah,
Yeah, a lot
nah.
of
He
people
had they adapted the West Coast.
That look,
Yeah, the look and all
hair
that.
out,
Yeah,
and I
adapted
miss
that.
my Uncle Charles.
Yeah.
I was scared of that video.
Of course, everybody was.
I was
nigga.
scared of that too.
Everybody was.
People
Nigga.
backstage said that.
Nigga.
Word.
Everybody
Eyes
was.
turned black, K.
Exactly.
Miss my Uncle Charles.
Oh,
me losing me
love them
balance.
I love them niggas.
Word.
I love them niggas, man. Yo, being from Queens,
Yeah.
big Queens at that.
Yes.
Is it a sight to see what 50 is doing right now?
Hell yeah, man. I don't think 50 would have known that he would become what he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. To kill music, then dominate film and television, and it's like, who would have thought? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like 50 Cent, never would have thought it in a million years. You know what I'm saying? To be where
Right.
he's at. So I'm happy. I remember when 50 first came out, it was like, yes, we got one. Because it was quiet for a long time for the town, and then we had him and G Unit with the mixtapes. It felt great.
Gotcha.
And we never seen 50. I felt like I always said this. I
Yeah.
said we heard his like raps. but
Facts.
we never seen how he looked.
That's a
And then
fact.
when we heard the stories, it was like, oh shit,
Exactly.
a bodybuilder.
Exactly.
Nah,
Yeah,
for real.
yeah. Action figure. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
actually,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it looked it
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
So we like, what the fuck?
This
going
nigga
on?
a
there was a
Terminator,
time.
And he can rap.
He really was nice.
Did
That's
y'all
the
buy the
thing that
Junior
people
sneakers?
overlook.
Oh,
He
yeah.
really
Yeah.
was nice.
There
Word.
was a time like I don't like maybe around the time he got shot or maybe before or after, people didn't know what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? So when you saw him, it's like, oh, this is the nigga.
Yes.
Okay. You put a face to the name. For sure.
We were saying that about Yayo,
He might be
too.
New York GOAT.
Yo, DP, they were saying that about Yayo, too. Everybody was like, free Yayo, free. Who the fuck is Yayo? Like,
I saw Yayo. I
but
saw
we
Yayo.
didn't know. I ain't know who that was.
Yayo was out a little bit.
I ain't see him. Man, when they were saying free Yayo, what the fuck? Who is that, man?
Yeah.
Word.
How you feel about that notion of gatekeeping and keeping it's I feel like it's gatekeeping.
Keeping the real ones from.
And what's that other word when you like you may know somebody but you get them in the game and they whack? It's a word for that.
Industry plant? Industry plant?
I believe they call it
industry
that.
plant.
I want to be an industry plant. I ain't on front.
You want to?
I want to be an industry plant. I want to be a money tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, B.DOT.
Yeah, talking.
A money tree.
That's
Don't
my
let that go over your head.
Shout out money
I
trees.
think gatekeeping is important, to be honest with you, yo.
I agree.
I do believe in quality control, and I think that used to exist in hip hop, especially in
agree.
New York City.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? Like, you're whack, you can't get in, stay over there on that side. You know, I think that's the reason why there's so much whack. There's a lot of good shit, but there's also a lot of whack shit because there is no quality control. You know, I used to, me and DJ Self, bring up him again. I blame the DJs a lot of times for that. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, the DJ was the sole controller of the street.
Yes.
To this day, they still are. Like when you
To
go-
this day, it
yeah,
still
when you go
matters?
to a party, there ain't no fucking iPod.
KP, you better
There ain't
say
no
it.
playlist. It's a DJ
Okay.
playing. You know what I'm saying? When you turn on the radio, and you might not necessarily listen to the radio actively, but you do it passively. Like when you go in the Uber, you might go into a store, you're hearing radio. You know what I'm saying?
Why did our DJs go to the South? Yo, no. Because New Yorkers want to know, man.
Money, man.
Why did it
Money,
go,
bro.
Walk it out. Why did it go straight there? And we lost.
Harlem,
like
walk
that?
it out.
I mean,
Ballin'.
Brooklyn, walk it out.
everyone
We
has-
drop top Porsche out.
Shout out Chip. Ballin'.
Ballins. Yo, Jimmy. Oh, nah. Yo, Jimmy might be
They
over
coming next. They coming next. That's
Yo,
what I'm
Jim?
trying to tell you. That's what
Oh,
I'm telling
my
you. He was on a feature run at a time, bro.
Yo.
We ain't gonna talk about it. We
We
ain't
gotta
gonna
give him to
talk
sign my Nike boots.
Of course,
Jim
of course.
Jim got those moments.
He
man.
do, bro. He do, man.
There ain't too many rappers that could say they did a record with Andre 3000 and Beyonce. Jim could say that.
Talk about it.
He did it
Talk
on
That's my
about it.
cancer
Walk It
ring.
Out, and then
Exactly.
and,
I know what's going
Jim was
on.
man.
Cancer
I know what's
brother.
going
Do it again.
on. I know what's
Just
going
saying.
on.
But what was your question again? Shit, we got shot track.
Gatekeeping. Yeah.
Gatekeeping.
So yeah, I just think gatekeeping is important because, you know, I think it establishes order. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you run a club, you don't want everybody in your club. You want the best of the best patrons to solicit your
Studio
establishment.
54
All right.
shit.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, Studio
To add on
54.
to what he said, too much gatekeeping, it could make it kind of watery too, where it loses its substance of real hardcore and real.
Where you gatekeeping
things.
too much, where it's like you keeping like the
Yeah, my
the
nephew,
authentic-
he all right. He-
Yeah. You
I'ma
keeping
throw
the
him in
authentic
there.
shit out, but you
Yes, and
bringing
that-
in the corny shit.
I feel like that about NBA, but that's another
That's a
story.
whole nother story. Yeah.
It
I
need
mean-
that hardcore. I feel like you need to get someone from this. Like we love Aladdin. Aladdin was from the slums. Had 3 wishes and turned to a prince and got. Y'all understand that though?
Shout
The
out
slums.
Aladdin. Shout
You
out
need the
Aladdin. Shout out.
story.
Yeah.
You need the chip tooth individual.
It ain't enough Arthur AGs out here. Ain't enough
That-
Arthur
he was
AGs.
better than Gates.
Yeah, come on, Hoop Dreams.
You talk about hoop dreams, but that's another
That's
story.
a whole nother story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went there with
Shit,
him.
we went a lot of places.
I love it. we got my boy on the couch.
We got
Oh,
B.DOT in
we
the
got
spot.
B.DOT.
Hey,
B.DOT,
Yeah.
we know. We study you, baby.
yes sir, man.
Arthur AG, man.
Nah,
Word.
but gatekeeping is important. I just think as long as you don't become a snob with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you give people a fair shake, you don't want to look like you looking down from the ivory tower and just, you know, thumbing your nose up at, you know, people that are trying to come up.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to give niggas advice and give pointers, you know what I mean? And maybe at some point you can come into the club, you know what I mean? But I do believe gatekeeping is important. I wish we could bring it back, but it's all fucked up.
And I agree with you because I feel like it's other genres in music where it's like it is gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Outright gatekeeping. Like you can't get in here.
Yeah, like I
Can't get in here.
I don't know if you could be in hip rock and roll and not know how to play the drums, like or play a guitar, you know. what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
I feel you. The top of the game right now, you think it's Kendrick, and then it's just whoever under
right now, as
Yup.
of today,
as of today.
I think Kendrick is still doing his numbers. I had Kendrick as the best rapper on the planet last year, and I think he's still holding it down.
You
know
got
what I'm
that? Okay.
saying? Yeah.
In New York,
Mm-hmm.
you got your eye on anybody? Any youngins?
Right now, nah, not really, yo. It's nah. To be honest, like I was having this conversation with a friend the other day, and I was like, "Yo, if you put a gun to my head and say name 5 new New York rappers like within the last 3 years that are like that dope that you're gonna recommend," I couldn't do it. I'd be dead.
Right. I feel you.
Bag.
I feel
Just
you.
Being honest,
I
I kind
feel you.
of I miss the lifestyle rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that. Explain
Yes,
that.
yes.
Explain.
Like the lifestyle rapper. I think of a guy like Jay-Z. They told you, because I never had an older brother, right? But Jay-Z was like the closest I had to that growing up, listening to him. And this is the guy that told you what car to drive, what club to go to, what restaurant to holler at, what kind of chick you want to fuck with. I feel like we don't get that no more. At least from new rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas, it was the same way. You know what I mean? Like Nas told you how to bag a chick on Dr. Not Boot. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bad record.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you didn't like that record?
I don't like that album, but
What? You didn't like I Am?
no.
We'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But the point is that I just miss that sort of rapper.
They talk
and they
to
used
you.
to exist in New York City a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't. It's not here anymore.
You can
At
still,
least from a new level.
Nah, I feel
I think you could just be dope and still do it, and then somehow cameras and stuff will be on you.
I agree.
Just be nice.
I agree. I think that's missing in hip hop right now, at least from New York City.
I think it's going to take like a youngin', like a 15, 16-year-old that's going to have to step outside the box and stick to the roots of like, yo, lyricism, hip hop. Let's speak.
The last person we had that was ASAP Rocky. The last remnants.
Shout out Rocky.
Shout out to Rocky. The last remnants of that existed was Rocky. But we used to have a lot of them. It wasn't just one. And also it starts with the producers too. You know what I'm saying? We need a crop of producers kind of on the same wave to introduce a new sound that dictates what New York sounds like.
This is why I wanted to ask him, because I feel like us being New Yorkers, they don't give us our credit. They don't give us our props for something. It's not like we not trying to take over anything, but just give us our credit and just do for certain things. You know what I mean?
People don't like that. They for some reason
Central
people
Cee
don't.
say he started Nike Tech.
He's wildin'.
I do like Central Cee a lot.
Yo, I heard.
A lot.
I want to talk about this. You say he's been the hottest or most consistent in the last
I
5
said I think
years.
he's the best new rapper of the last 5 years. I'm standing on that still.
That
Yep.
takes that takes some nuts. I ain't gonna lie to say
No,
that.
no. You
takes
can't do
some nuts.
that.
Why?
I'm sorry.
What's
Central
this?
Cee
What's
is-
this? 2025?
And I rap in my top. In my drop.
So it's
in
an
my
accent.
cup.
It's an accent thing for you.
Stop.
That's you can't be from the town,
can't,
from
exactly.
the culture.
I
and say
understand,
Central Cee.
yeah.
What he's saying. What
No.
he's saying.
He's dope.
What he's saying though.
He's saying his life. If you listen to his album that's out right now, Can't Rush Greatness, it's fire. Fire. Listen to what he's saying. Once you get past the accent, it's smooth sailing, B. He's dope.
Get past.
You fuck with Stove Guard?
Yeah, of course. I feel like, I don't want to say I'm responsible for Stove Guard, but I was definitely the loudest person to big up Stove Guard. Cooks.
Shout out Stove.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts. In
Yes.
2020, I remember put out my year-end list. I had his album on it, and I had him on it. And, man, I caught the bullets on those shits, man. Niggas were throwing tomatoes at me.
He's
B.
tough.
He was like, Stove Guard. I remember Charlamagne the God was like, who the fuck is Stovetop?
Oh man.
Shout out to Charlamagne. But I'm like, no, he's dope. And then when
Yes.
people heard the album, they was like, yo, B, you wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that Reasonable Drought album is
Exactly.
a special album. That's you asked me about an album and I went back, that's one of those albums, for sure.
Paw on the left.
Yes,
I
it's
love
all
that.
good.
I love that about you. Outside of music, any other inspirations of yours that coincide with what you got going on as far as like the media, the podcast, and what you got moving forward?
I'm inspired just by my peers, yo. Just everyone that doing their thing, man. Like I look at a guy like I mentioned, Charlamagne. He's doing his thing with Black Effect and Power 105, and I'm inspired by him. My homie Rob Markman, he has his new series doing his thing on social media. Wayno, he has his I Do It Myself series. So I'm just inspired by all those guys and try to do my thing. So yeah.
How do you handle about taking some of those punches from some of the flack that may go towards Elliot Wilson? I need to know because people be firing on him. He may be, to me, sometimes out of touch.
Yeah.
You know, not a fair air.
Yeah.
You know, so do y'all have those type of conversations?
Yeah,
Like, yo, bro.
Yeah, we've had those conversations many a times, but you know, it's difficult because, you know, it's a grown man talking to another grown man. And he's going to do what he wants, unfortunately, you know.
Got you.
For better or for worse. So, you know, I try to be you know, it's just hard, put it like that at times, but you know, he's doing his thing, so.
What you think is the most like pressing issue with like the youth today as far as like when they go into the music? Is it like the business? Is it business, or is it like the peer pressure of, yo, I got to obtain this image, shoot them up, bang, bang, or what is it? What you think?
It's all the above. Everything you just said, yo. Like these guys, first off, get your business to go together, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's your camera right there.
Get your business in order. Get your business in order. That's number one. And of course, maintaining an image and shit like that. It's weird because a lot of these rappers, they gotta grow up, man. Like, y'all niggas is adults.
Talking.
They're not, you know, people like the kids, like, these ain't kids. Like, that's a problem, I think, in society and in hip-hop. We keep infantilizing adults. To me, when you're 18, you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? If you're 23, you're not a child. You know, if you do some stupid shit, you ain't going to get in a timeout. You're going to fucking Rikers, my nigga.
Right.
You're going to take that up north trip.
Right.
So, I just want them to maybe get a big homie, talk to a cousin or somebody, man. Just fly right, because this shit ain't worth it.
Gotcha.
You know so get your business in order and definitely just grow up, level up, man. You know, move with some decorum and maturity.
Gotcha.
That's what I wish more of the new artists would do.
That's fire.
You think, staying on that topic, you think some of the OGs should move forward and take action on trying to like look for talent? Like Fat Joe's.
But they have, you know what I'm saying? They have already, you know what I mean? Like Fat Joe, shit, it's called a big pun, you know?
I'm talking about like
so.
now though.
I don't think so.
Our OGs
I
need
disagree
to
with that. I think
talk.
I feel like the South did that with their artists. But I feel like as New York, I feel like our older cats kept it just them.
And I feel like that's the problem. I think that's a
they
problem.
didn't. It was no growth. It was no little, yo, I got somebody who could rap, who's dope. It was like every man for themselves in New York. We did this podcast for myself. We trying to get these rappers. Yo, we here.
Hold on, DP though. To your point though, yo, you crazy. To your point though,
This us.
I could pinpoint it. I feel like 50 kind of like started the demise of like the unity with New York hip hop.
The demise?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
They didn't
Yes.
let him in.
Misconception.
He went at everybody for no reason. They have nothing for nothing. I want B.DOT take on that. Yes, talk
That's
it.
a misconception.
Talk it. What's the misconception?
That what 50 is the reason why New York City.
I disagree
There's
too.
no unity no more,
But
bro.
has it ever been unity?
Yes,
Nope.
you'll have
Where?
people popping up being a cameo in a video. You'll have verses swapped out. You'll have a feature here and there. Yes, you would. You'll have Nas and Prodigy on a record.
Everybody beef.
You'll just have unity.
50 worked with a lot of rappers.
But he went at a lot of rappers that didn't have no issues with him, bro.
Why he had to sign to Cali in the LA? Why niggas from New York couldn't sign him?
Because he was a liability.
He worked with Nori.
What?
He worked with Nas. He worked with a lot of people on the come up. You know what I'm saying? But I think I think 50 didn't like people associating themselves with Ja Rule. So it's like, I guess my enemy is
Corny.
What do you mean?
That's corny.
I get it. I understand. But I think that was his philosophy at the time. It's like, if you standing next to that guy, you my enemy too. And maybe it didn't work out for the best. And I think at the end of the day, 50 still liked Jadakiss even when he was dissing him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't personal.
The sport.
It's being competitive at the same time. But that misconception is like, yo, 50 Cent ruined hip hop and, well, unity in hip hop.
New York.
And then in the South, they stick together. That's bullshit. In the South, they beefing too.
But
Gucci Man was beefing with fucking Jeezy.
That's true.
Little Flip and T.I. was beefing. Like, there's feuds in the South.
Everybody want to be the king of New York, okay?
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Everybody
It's
want
New
to be
York
the
shit.
leader.
There's nothing, but that's hip hop, right? Hip hop is rooted on I'm better than you. My raps are better than you. My DJ's better than you.
We wasn't.
But even, all right, my fault, DP.
No,
my
do
fault,
your
bro.
thing, nigga.
Staying on the South, yes, we may have a quote unquote king of the South, barbershop talk or whatever, but they still managed to get up together, to get some money together, businesses, tracks, albums. They do multiple shit together. They win together, as opposed to New York. It was like, damn.
I disagree. I mean, maybe because there's more people in New York, but Ludacris and T.I. dissed each other on the same record.
They made up. That's 06. This 2025.
I'm just saying it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the unity thing, it exists in New York. Maybe at that time it was a little bit, weird, but I think we're back on the right track. You know what I mean?
I will hope, man.
So you think hip hop right now is on a good track? Like in a good state?
I think hip hop is in a great place. And if you listen to the radio, if you're a casual rap fan, you probably say, man, that's bullshit. Because I get it. It's not being exposed. Like I just keep saying that again. The exposure isn't there. If you turn on High 97 or Power 105, you're gonna hear the same 8 songs over and over. You're not gonna hear a Ransom record. You're not gonna hear Stove Guard. You're not gonna hear 2 Chainz or Larry June like that. You're not gonna hear that in rotation.
Right.
You're not gonna hear that when you're in the wild like that. So it's like your favorite shit. You have to kind of it's confined to just your headphones or in your car. You know what I mean? And if you feel that way, it sucks because it's like, why isn't this getting the attention? There's so many records that drop throughout the year, and it's like, why isn't this on the radio right now? Like, why isn't this being played at a club or at a concert or whatever? It's like,
why do I feel like I'm the only nigga that know this music?
yeah, exactly. That's what
no one else.
Exactly. It's like, am I alone here?
Right.
And then when you find somebody else, it's like, yo, you like this record too? It's like a kinship. Because you feel like you've been alone all this time.
That's crazy.
That shit is whack, man. I hate that shit.
That's
I love it,
strategic.
but I hate it.
That's
No, I'm
strategic.
with you.
You know that.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I'm with
For the masses.
Yeah,
they do it
because
for the masses.
there's great stuff out there, man. I promise you. Like, every year I do my annual list that gets a lot of backlash, whatever. But I literally, from January 1st all the way to the end of the year, I listen to all the new releases. I try to.
Right.
And I find things, I'm like, oh, this is a good record. Like, this is good. Like, why isn't this on the radio? Like, I remember last year, one of my favorite songs was Vince Staples. He had a song called Little Homies. Anybody familiar with that?
Shouts to, they say I look like Vince Staples. Shouts to, oh yeah, I don't know. They always say that. I'm like, stop that.
Bel Air.
What? No, they really do. I swear to God.
Nah, you don't, bro. You don't, bro.
They tell me I look like Vince Staples.
That's
Max
crazy.
B. Max B.
Max.
But the point is that song to me sounds special.
Right.
It sounds like it belongs on the radio. Like, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I heard a record from Nino Breeze. He had a song called Type of Nigga with Rick Ross and Moneybagg Yo. Street gutter, make you screw up your face. He's from Florida.
And we ain't here.
We ain't hearing it. And it's, to me, if I'm a DJ, I'm playing this shit in rotation. Like, this sounds significant. It sounds like my audience will like this.
Right.
But I don't know, man. People ain't trusting the ear. It might be too
I
much.
think we
in it.
should separate stuff.
That's strategic, though, bro. Whatever the masses want to hear, that's...
One of my, I guess, dreams was to be an A&R at one point in time.
I can see that for you.
I worked at a record label. I worked at Epic Records.
Okay.
And that was a weird experience because they was like, hey, you're playing music too loud. I'm like, we're a fucking record label, yo.
Right.
It was weird. But
that was white people saying it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was some Anglo-Saxons in there that
Yeah,
had
got
it.
you.
They were upset. They were
Got you.
perturbed.
They don't know what's going on.
I'm like, yo, can you turn your music down? I'm like, bitch, we work at a fucking record label.
Yeah.
What are you
they
talking about?
They don't know what's going on. White
But
people.
yeah, I would love to.
Scary. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's I had aspirations of that. There's another person I just thinking about right now, Flames.Malik. Malik. Are you familiar with him?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, see,
Connect
that's-
us.
Flames.Malik.
Connect us.
Flames.Malik. Malik. He's a new guy. He's affiliated with BSF, Benny the Butcher's crew.
Okay.
And he's from upstate. I think he's from Rochester, if I'm not mistaken. That nigga's nice.
Yo, Benny got a camp.
Yeah.
The Griselda got a camp, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't
we
gonna
talk
lie.
about New York City. Might be upstate is where the energy is.
I seen somebody tweet
damn.
upstate got the hottest music in New York right now. That's
Crazy,
crazy.
right?
We gotta do our homework then. Because there's some artists out here. We gotta look for them.
Yes, that's crazy right
gotta
now. I ain't going front.
Yeah.
I wanna know something though.
Talk.
Sir.
What legacy do you hope to leave behind you?
B.DOT legacy.
Oh shit. Am I dead?
Yeah, nah, you not.
Look,
You
when
not.
we do get older,
Yeah,
and we
man.
do want somebody,
When it's all said and
kinda-
done, B.DOT.
someone's watching you, whether
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's always weird that way because you never know who, even you guys, like, you know, giving me my flowers, I respect that. It's always
Yeah.
weird because I'm just me. but you never know who is watching.
I'm watching you.
So, yeah, I'm conscious
watching
of that.
you. Let that sink in.
We on you, B.DOT. We on you, man.
I'm watching you.
What's that legacy like? What you want to look like?
Man, I'm just a guy from Queens. You know what I mean? A guy that's just a champion of hip hop and all things real. You know what I'm saying? A guy that loves God, that, just tries to move with integrity and morals, and that's it. Like, I'm a real simple nigga. There's nothing lofty. You know what I'm saying? Someone just moves right. That's all.
Got you, man.
Fire. Can we get a clap for that?
Definitely.
I think that's honorable. And you are honorable.
I'll try to be, man.
And we happy to have you on this couch.
We love that you keep it honorable, that you
Yes.
stand on 10, and
Yes.
at least that you keep shit fair, bro.
Yo,
I
he
try
would
to-
tell you, yo, that shit whack.
Hell yeah.
I think we
done?
need that.
No, we not.
Okay, I thought that was like the sign off or something.
Oh shit, he want more. It seemed like
I
he
love-
want to chill with us more.
No, I love good.
shit.
No, I love good rap conversations, man. I don't have them too often, so
Definitely.
At least on,
Would you, if I'm your man, right? We
Yeah.
grew up together.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yo, B.DOT, I got some fire track. Play it. Would you tell me like, yo, that shit trash? Turn that
course.
shit off.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
You my man,
that's
you-
hard as shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's hard to
you want me to lie
tell.
to you?
That's hard, bro. That's
This
hard.
Shit is whack.
That's hard, man.
You would
That's
tell
hard.
me that, KP?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say outright is trash. Yo, DP. You know, like you know what I mean?
Tighten up the ball.
Yeah, I'll say
Or-
say
give-
yeah, you say
I
that
would also
different.
Say it's whack.
I would say offer constructive criticism, right?
Okay.
I like sometimes people just be mean. Like, I don't believe in being mean spirited. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, yo, I don't think. Nah, this ain't for me.
Right.
Or I would offer like where you could improve on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I've done it with friends.
Got you.
It's hard.
So how you grade this interview right
This
here?
is a great conversation.
That's
man.
what I'm
We
talking
just-
about. That's what I'm talking about.
We just having talk.
We chopping
man.
it. We chopping
Talking
it.
about rap in New York City. Rap.
You in a battle rap?
Not fake battle. Fake. I'm fake into it.
Okay.
In and out. But like
Okay.
Geechee Gotti is my favorite.
Okay. That's not a bad choice. That's
Gotti,
not
I
a bad
think he's
pick.
Nice.
That's not a bad pick. He won top battle rapper probably 2 years ago. That's not a
Yeah.
bad pick.
Jack Geechee Gotti.
Yeah, I jacked it. I'm a rum guy. Rum nitty.
Rum nitty, yeah.
I'm
Love
rum
from
nitty.
Nitty.
I jack
Yo,
rum.
I'm hype. Yo, we just had a convo with
B.DOT.
No. He one of the top A&Rs to me. He a A&R to me. He's a journalist. He's everything. I watch him.
You know Slow? You know Slowbucks?
Yeah,
Slowbucks.
we don't know each other, but we know each other. Like,
What's his title? Like, what's his title? What he do? I
that
really
nigga,
wanna-
he's a utility knife, man. I don't,
Okay, right.
I don't know, man.
Right,
You just- I don't know, man. You know,
Okay.
like some niggas just everywhere. You just don't.
Yeah,
They don't have a title. They just.
Got you. Nah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know him personally, but I just see him around for sure.
2025. You do your list every year. Who
Yes.
do you see creeping up on that list so far? It's early.
It is early, you know. We are in Q2, but for me right now, I think Larry June and 2 Chainz have the best album so far this year. That would be my number one.
He's 40. Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, DP, stop.
No, I don't know.
They make good music. It ain't
He
about
do.
age.
All right, it ain't about you.
Ain't about age.
Ain't about age.
So
Jimmy.
they have the first album. To me, that's the best. I think Central Cee, even though you guys are being rap.
You got. When we get off
haters.
this, you got to put me on. This song. I don't know. You got to put me on. Yeah, you gonna sit your seat crazy, bro. All right.
telling you, he's
All
dope.
right, man.
So that to me is the second best album. I think Wiz Khalifa's been doing his numbers so far this
Shout
year.
out Wiz.
You know what I mean?
Underrated.
He's been doing a lot of great recordings this year. Like
Okay.
Wiz is doing his thing. Who else? Again, it's still early, but I'm looking forward to and seeing what everybody else got. I like the Jim Jones
You
project.
tapped into Davies and Ransom project.
Yeah, I listened to the Dave East and Ransom project. I think Dave East and Ransom put together a really solid project. Ransom to me
That's my man.
he's an alien.
Thank
He's
you.
gonna see this and say, "I told you."
Shout out Ransom, man. I wrote him directly, but he told me himself. He said he don't stay in the States.
Yeah, he's
You feel me? Yeah.
different kind of independent money, man.
Yeah, he don't stay
But
in the
Ransom
States.
is the way he puts words together is like, how did you even think of that? I like his last album, not his last album, but Chaos Is My Ladder.
Right.
That album to me was really good.
Stay consistent, baby.
He's dope.
Oh
Know
man,
that.
we need music like that.
We
So,
do, man.
say.
He's dope. That Lone Wolf song. Who's your favorite? Let me ask you guys some questions.
Right.
Who's your favorite rapper then?
Of all time,
Yeah.
of course, Sean Carter.
Okay,
Hove.
That's
Hove.
Yeah, he love.
Definitely my favorite Hove album. It go between Blueprint and Black
Blueprint
Album.
2 was
Blueprint and Black Album. I go
Okay.
between those two.
Who you got?
Me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Styles P, Gangsta Gentleman, and a Mace.
So that's your number
Harlem
one.
World. No, Mace first.
So
Not
Mace
being
is,
biased.
so Mace is your favorite rapper, period.
Mace
Okay.
and Styles P.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Herbo fan too.
Okay. Shout out to G Herbo.
My man was
Herbo, we gotta
firing
get
your man up back in the day.
Stop.
My man was firing your
We
man
got
up back in the
We gonna
day.
get Herbo on this couch too.
Those ain't Rolex diamonds. What the fuck did that? You
But
feel
Mace
me?
was going platinum and Hov wasn't.
I heard
He
you
was
up.
chilling.
Mace was. I saw the conversation Wayno had with Homegirl, and he was saying how Mace was the biggest.
Yes, and Mace Flow was the most copied. I
Yeah,
swear to God.
that's a good-
Everyone
that's a
copied
take.
Mace.
That is a
Mace
take.
Mace said his breakout was better than Drake's
Yeah, it was.
breakout.
As far as
It
women going
was.
crazy, yes.
It was. Hell yeah, it's not even close.
Drake was like a geek. Like
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to be alive to really experience Mace's
Mace shit.
impact. Mace
was
was,
different.
man. You got to think Mace. You got to think 1997. That's
My
the
aunt
best.
still love him and go crazy. My aunt.
97 was a banner year for Bad Boy, right? So
Right.
Biggie dies, his album comes out.
He carried that shit.
Then Puff's album comes out,
Yup.
No Way Out. That was a blockbuster album. Mace is on that. And then Mace comes out. Like Mace was set up to win, man.
Put
You
the
know
book
what I'm
bag on.
Yo, I got one more question. Yo,
Yeah.
please, can I get this out there?
saying?
Talk to him.
Talk to me. Go ahead.
Biggie or Pac for like rapper?
I think
We're not gonna put
yeah.
they
Yeah. I go Biggie, and it's not a New York thing. And I love Tupac too.
I agree.
But I
New York
think
for me, I mean Pac for me. Go ahead.
my reason for saying Biggie over Tupac is because I'm a guy that I think Biggie was more clever in his rhymes. I think
Yes.
Biggie knew how to exploit literary devices like similes, metaphors, puns in his rhymes, and his voice weighed a ton as well. Like, so Biggie, he commanded your attention. Tupac, to me, his superpower was his flow and the way he cut through
Delivery.
the delivery. Right, Tupac.
I think it was the imagery.
That too. That helped as well. Biggie had imagery too. You know what I'm saying? But that helped as well. Like Tupac rhymes didn't even rhyme sometimes, but the way he said it, the way he delivered the rhyme, it was effective. It impacted you.
I agree.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
In the Meese, in the
I
sea.
agree.
I
I
was
agree.
listening to Hail Mary the other day, and I'm like, damn, this song is so good. And I was listening. Penitentiary is packed with promise makers. Never realize the pressure time the bitch niggas is wasted. It's the lives I'm living.
Yes.
Like he's not really
But it get you.
rapping.
You feel that
It's
shit
not
though.
rhyming,
Yeah.
but it's like
You feel that shit.
You know, we balling, bow down. Like
I compare Pac and DMX. I don't think DMX the most lyrical, but I feel his records. I feel the pain.
What type of games is being played?
Trauma coming out his shit. You feel me?
Once
I
X
really
said,
do.
I would
really
do it, but he would be the nigga that they say did it.
Yeah, exactly.
That matters to
good
me.
impersonation.
Because
That
he's
was
talking to me. You understand that? Nah, X is better than
And
Pac.
it's the way you say that too. Is like with Drake. I know you're a Drake fan. It's like I think Drake's superpower is the fact that he's able to communicate his rhymes in a conversational tone that's really digestible. You know what I'm saying? Like when Drake raps, he sounds like he's talking to you, and it's like that's why his rhymes to me are so quotable and memorable and become iconic. Jay-Z has that same element.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what get me mad?
Mm.
When people forget that Drake can really rap. When he want to
yeah,
really
that shit
rap,
pisses me off.
that get me mad, bro.
That's what the whole
hate it.
battle between him and Kendrick, it pisses me off because it's like I think these guys are both in the top 10 objectively.
in their own way.
Like if you
yeah.
do the top 10 best rappers of all time or greatest rappers, they're in the top. Whatever you want to put them, that's fine. But they're in the conversation.
It's crazy. Daylight, Don Q said Daylight helped Kendrick with that Drake
He did
shit.
have Don Q up here. He did.
You
say
know what I
that.
mean?
We ain't gonna-
So-
we ain't gonna speak about that, but yeah.
But the point is that they're both dope. And
He
like,
said it.
don't act like Drake ain't that nigga. Like, whether he lost or if he won, however you view it, That nigga got bars and he got records to back it up. Period.
Simple.
And if you say otherwise, you're a player hater. That's the way I look at it.
I ain't hear player hater, man.
Yo,
I know, yeah, I ain't hear that, but I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, and I like that
Drake
you.
is still Drake. Let's be clear.
Of course. That's
Period.
that man right there. He could really rap, man.
Yeah.
Word. Yo, we winding down, man.
sir.
B.DOT, I appreciate you for coming,
Good time.
blessing this fucking couch for real.
And look, he was dropping knowledge. Yo, KP, you know we students at him.
he was feeling good up here. We
That's
like
another
that.
story.
We like that,
And we
bro.
love you for that,
Appreciate
brother,
you
for
guys.
Hell
man.
yeah,
man.
bro.
It's fun.
Oh
Anytime.
my God.
Yo,
B.DOT in the spot. No funny shit show. KP. I'm
we
feeling
wrapping
good.
up, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Oh.
You know that.